portfolio loans, that's a term that I hear thrown around a lot. In marketing videos, it's kind of a general terminology for a bank that's giving a loan, or any sort of institutional lender that's giving a loan that is going to be held in their portfolio. So they're not going to sell that loan out on the secondary market. And what that essentially means is that a bank or a lending institution, anybody who's lending you money, there's no law that says that they have to follow specific guidelines as far as credit score or job history or anything like that. There are some that like ability to repay. It's required whenever you're making a loan to somebody with a primary residence, that you show that they have an ability to repay that loan in order to make a consumer loan. There's some federal laws around that, but there's no specific requirements that a loan has to conform to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac guidelines, right? So bank statement loans, asset depletion loans, those would be two examples of portfolio loan products that might be held. Let's say your local credit union is going to make you a loan, and they don't care that you have 480 credit score, and that you can't produce tax returns that support the income that they're using. Maybe they're using bank statements to calculate your income, and they're not going to sell that loan off on the secondary market. They're just going to hold it and collect the interest from you. That would be a portfolio loan. So we actually have a bank, a pretty well-known bank that we work with, that will do loans one day out of bankruptcy or foreclosure. They don't have a minimum credit score as long as the deal kind of holistically makes sense, and their fund managers can wrap their head around the idea of like, okay, we think that this customer is going to pay us back based on the totality of the circumstances. If you just filed bankruptcy 2 days ago, and you've got messed up credit, but you've got a lot of assets and good income, like they'll make exceptions, and they don't have a minimum credit score as long as it makes sense. And they portfolio everything. They don't sell off anything. They hold it. It's a pretty big bank that you've likely heard of. So that's just one kind of example of where that can provide a solution for people who maybe fall outside of the regular guidelines of what a conventional or government mortgage would require. But there's still a sound investment from a lending perspective as a borrower.